You know, it's funny to me how women been saying this for years, and it's like we just so convinced of our own delusion. When women say, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We've been hearing that since we was kids. Now, some of y'all mama said that, and she really didn't mean it. But if you ever had a mama that said that, I ain't gonna keep repeating myself. I ain't gonna repeat myself too many times. And then you thought that she was playing, she showed you better than she could tell you, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a group of men out here who don't understand it, so let me say it to you. Real women don't repeat themselves but so many times. She ain't gonna be saying the same thing year 1, year 2, year 5, year 10, year 15, year 20. At a certain point, she's gonna do two things. Neither one of those include letting you keep playing in her face. After she's told you something, after she said, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I need from you. This is what I'm expecting of you. This is what's important to me. After she done said it a couple of times, she's going to do two things. She's going to accept and adjust. Ladies, y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Now, when I say real women, I really want to be contextual because it doesn't mean that women who do repeat themselves 5, 10, 20, 30 years in are just fake. But you have some women who are underdeveloped. So they never been through this before. They don't know that, you know, a mistake made more than once is a choice. A choice made repeatedly is a pattern. And patterns tell the truth about a person. I don't care what they saying, no matter what they promising. Them patterns tell you what you can expect. So there are some women who are naive. Some women who just have not had the experience, the wisdom to understand. So they ain't came into that real woman version of themselves just yet. So they don't know that if they tell a man something over and 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 over again, at some point, it's just making everything worse. And then you have some women who come from more of a broken place. Don't mean they aren't necessarily real women, but in this space, they don't have a chance to really reflect that in their actions, in their decision making. The real woman version, they're still people pleasing. They're still kind of looking for validation. They're still looking to fill a void. But when I say a real woman, I'm talking about the one that has the wisdom and understanding and the experience, as well as at least enough of a foundation of herself where she will choose to be alone as opposed to choosing to waste her time with you. Now, I was just having this conversation at the gym. Every time I go to the gym, somebody recognized me. Now, this particular brother, I knew it had to be serious because he stopped me for my whole workout. And he was in shape, so I knew, you know how important it is to just get your workout, man. So come on, tell me what's going on. You want this much to talk about? It must be something real. Man, I'm just saying, man, I don't know why all of a sudden she wouldn't act like. And I stopped him there and said, hey, brother. Basically, he had lost his girl, okay? Long story short. I said, brother, that all of a sudden statement don't fit with what you just told me. She had told you this. She had told you that. Y'all been together for years. Typically, if I see a couple or if I hear a situation where somebody's been together for years and there's some type of problem that has now just unraveled them and it's not nothing huge, it's something small. I'm like, that whatever it is was there in the beginning. That was there in the beginning. So ain't no all of a sudden. If she done told you more than once, actually I would say like this. It's not literally more than once. Real women are not going to just bail the first time that you make any type of mistake. They're going to have grace. They're going to reapproach things. Maybe they didn't communicate it as effectively as they should have. Maybe they didn't stress the urgency. Maybe they need to give you some time to show tangible progress. A woman that truly loves you is going to give you some grace and have some patience. But after a while, she's going to start losing respect for the version of herself that's continuing to tolerate your continued disrespect. And then at that point, she's going to choose her over you. She's going to choose her over you. So somebody been with the same person 10 years. His whole situation, I think he was like 8 or 9 years. And she had been telling him that she needed quality time. Like she needs quality time. She needs to be a priority. This is not something small that she's just willing to forfeit. No, she didn't get in a relationship to feel alone and neglected. She got in a relationship to feel like she's in a relationship. So she could love the man and still take away her love in action form so she could release herself to be in position for a man who's going to meet her where she's at and love her the way that she can receive it. So he's telling me the story. Yeah, man, I just been this and I just been that. And I was like, you know what, man, with all the stuff that you're talking about, you were busy and you were consumed. You're forgetting the part where you also were comfortable. You were comfortable leaving her in a position where she had to continue repeating herself. You got comfortable. You fluffed up your pillow. She told you that, and it didn't make you uncomfortable enough to do something about it. But I was this, and I was that, and you got real comfortable giving her all of these excuses and reasons why you were not going to meet her needs. What do you think is going to happen? And I wasn't trying to be callous. Y'all let me know if I was tripping. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. Y'all, because I don't sit on no pedestal. I've been there before. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Real is real. I said, brother, a real woman, she's not going to repeat herself too many times. She's not going to sound like a broken record over and over and over. Because this is what happens. As she's telling you what she needs, and then she tries another way. And then she waits. And she tries another way. And then you disappoint her. And she tries another way. At some point, she's going to run out of different ways that she can even approach a situation. And what's also going to play in her head is all of the ways in which if you told her something, or maybe you already have, that you need it and she responded, versus how you're treating her express needs. And what's going to now start to happen in her mind is, this ain't fair. This isn't right. That's going to replace, maybe he needs more time. Maybe I can say it a different way with a different tone of voice when he's not tired from work. What's going to start happening more and more is in her mind, it's going to be, this isn't fair. And I deserve fair. This isn't considerate and I deserve considerate. This isn't right. And if he really loved me, he would make a valid effort to do right. You see, I could tell a lot of y'all ain't never had that mama that said, I ain't gonna tell you more than once. I ain't gonna keep repeating myself. Y'all ain't never had that mama that said that and stood on business. You see, y'all get these mothers that coddle you and act like you could do no wrong and you think you're gonna meet a woman, a real one, who gonna give you the same type of coddling. It ain't happening like that. These women will leave you, man. These women will replace you because at that point you are coming between her and her peace. The more you separate her from the highest version of herself, or the version of herself that she knows she truly respects, the more you separate her from that, the more you are separating her from her peace. She cannot be at peace knowing that she's abandoning her highest self for you and your mediocre, bare minimum behavior. She can't do it. So now you're taking away her peace. Are you beating her down or telling her she ain't nothing or betraying her? Maybe not necessarily, but it is a form of betrayal to proposition yourself in the very beginning to give her this and be that and do this and show up like that. And then once you feel like she's so hooked in, she ain't going nowhere, you completely switch up, put her on the back burner. Act like it's annoying to have to hear about what she needs from you. Not understanding it's really a privilege, and that privilege is perishable. Hear me when I say this, that privilege is perishable. If a woman is telling you what she needs, it ain't set in stone. You are afforded right now an opportunity, and that opportunity can be lost. It can be revoked. Ladies, y'all tell me if I'm tripping. Facts or fiction? Am I speaking facts or fiction? A real woman is not going to keep repeating herself. She's going to move into the next two phases at some point, and you don't get to choose when. You don't get to. I know, she really loved me. No, she was really hooked. That attachment was there. But if you force that woman to learn how to live without her needs being met, she's going to just embrace that at some point and move you out the way so she can make room for a man who will meet her needs. But you just simply being there, technically speaking, while not meeting her needs ain't never going to be enough. We love to talk about how we don't get unconditional love. Men don't get unconditional love. But are you meeting the conditions for hers? Are you? Like, keep it real, because if she didn't meet your conditions for being beautiful, for being respectful, for being sexual, you know you would be out the door too. Come on, let's keep it real. If you don't have unconditional love, you at least got conditional faithfulness. And y'all ain't ready for that conversation. But I unconditionally love her, but are you unconditionally protective of the relationship and respectful to the relationship and considerate of the relationship and committed to making sure others respect the relationship? Don't just try to harp on the unconditional love thing. Only women and dogs are unconditionally loved, because he said that to me. I was like, yeah, but apparently she's conditionally prioritized. Long as you ain't got nothing else better to do, then she gets your priority. Long as you bored, then she's your priority. Long as you horny, then she's your priority. It's very conditional what treatment she gets. It's very conditional where she's at on your priority list. Don't tell me that you need unconditional love. You don't give her unconditional respect, unconditional regard, consideration. You a la carte those things. Back to what I was saying though. A real woman is not going to repeat herself a million times, bro. At some point, you gonna get to, like, this is where he was at. This is why people always try to come to me after it's too late. And I look, man, I really don't even consider myself a guru. I'm your internet big brother. You know I got your back. But one thing I'm definitely not is a magician. I ain't got no time machine, because that's the only thing that's going to fix the situation once that woman stops listening. A time machine to go back to where she was willing to be vulnerable with you. Go back to where she was willing to have that bridge unburned. Before you lost all her respect, before you disappointed her, before she closed up her heart to you, y'all be thinking y'all can just go back whenever you ready. No. She gave you a chance. But you want her to repeat herself over and 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 over. Man, look, don't be looking at some of these TV relationships where the man gets to do whatever he wants for 20, 30 years straight and that woman ain't going nowhere, and think you're going to get the same type of thing. Not if you want a real woman. Not if you want a real woman. She's going to get tired of hearing herself talk. And then at a certain point, she's going to understand that, okay, this ain't just a fluke. This ain't a one-off thing. I'm telling him I need priority. I'm telling him I need time. I'm telling him I need affection. Real affection. Not just, oh, he want to put it in. But he really wants to be intimate with me on a non-sexual level, physically intimate, non-sexually. He actually wants to take his time with me. He actually wants to inquire about how I'm doing. At a certain point, she realizes this ain't about an explanation. There's no more TED talking. There's no more lecturing to do. 4-page letter writing, text messages, sending. He has all the information he needs. He's clearly not interested. Either not interested or not capable, one or the other. But she's in a position now where she has to choose between your bare minimum and her boundaries. You knew her boundaries the first time that she said it. She informed you. Now she's about to accept and adjust. Accept what you are telling her with your actions. You see, when you get to that point where you're just trying to explain, I need you to understand something. Whatever you saying sounds good to you, but it's already being drowned out by your actions. Especially once those actions have become a pattern. I'm sure it sounds good to you, but you know what she hear? The moment you say, but baby, I love, but baby, I miss, but baby, I do care. Whatever you saying triggers what's been communicated by your patterns. And if your patterns say something contrary, whatever you saying is going to get drowned out. That's why she responds. That's why her face says, ah, la, 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 la. Your patterns are really what's saying that. Your patterns are always plugging her ears saying, fa la 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 while you talking. So as she's rolling her eyes, as she's looking away, as she can't wait for you to stop talking because really she already done, it's really the patterns of yours are already saying, fa la 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 la, meow 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 meow. Why are you talking? It's not really funny in the moment because I know it really hurts, it really sucks, but you know what? Guess what also sucks? Being put on the back burner. Being treated like you ain't going nowhere. Because you've been so loyal, that person misconstrued that as weakness that you can't leave. That's what also sucks. And honestly, a lot of good women end up in this situation and get taken for granted as a result. And again, if it's happened to you one too many times, you're going to make some adjustments. You should have caught her when she was dumb. Young and dumb, didn't know no better. It's too late. You wanted a real woman though. You wanted a grown woman. Okay, cool. You got it. A grown woman comes with accountability. Sorry. If you're a grown man, that wouldn't be a problem. But a lot of loyal women end up in these situations and get hurt over and over and over and over again. And then they have to learn the hard way that everybody ain't got the same heart as them. I talked about that briefly in the matter of fact, I just did a new masterclass. I don't know if y'all seen it. If you're not on my subscriber list, if you're not on my email list, then you don't know about this. But I just did, literally a couple of hours ago, a new masterclass. The number one mistake loyal women make. And how to avoid it so you stop getting played with. If you have not watched that free masterclass, I put the link. I made it available to everybody. Only my subscribers got the notification whenever I went live. But if you want to watch the encore before I take it down, the link is down here in the comments. Because there's one fatal flaw I see loyal women making all the time. And that's why loyal women get hurt the most. That's why loyal women get taken for granted the most out of every group of women. It's the good women that do anything and everything to make their man happy that get played with the worst. And there's one fatal flaw more than others. You see, to unpack it here, it would take too long, but that's why I did a masterclass. The masterclass is down. Again, I put the link down here, and that's a new one. You have not seen it, I guarantee you. This is a brand new masterclass, literally a couple of hours old. The encore is available right here down in the comments. It's also in the caption, so make sure you register. That'll save you a spot. That'll get you the link to the private room where I will be joining the chat right after we're done here. The number one mistake loyal women make and how to avoid it so you stop getting played with. I broke that down, but nonetheless, moral of the story is this. My brothers out there, a real woman is not going to listen to herself talk over and over again. More or less, she's not going to look at you in the face and see that you really don't care as she's showing you how this is affecting her, as she's putting forth the effort to reapproach the situation, maybe with better tact, maybe with a better tone, maybe with more explanation, more depth, more context to why this is something that's so important to her. She's not going to keep doing that over and over and over again. A couple of times, cool. But after a while, even if you're not talking back to her, even if you're saying something different, you're going to be sending the message to that real woman. You're going to have to show me. Because you can't tell me. You're going to have to show me better than you tell me. That's what you're sending the message to her. And boy, when she get that message and she makes that adjustment, it may be no coming back from that. I don't care who you get. You can pray all you want to. Faith without works is dead. You should have put in the work. Don't you try to come with all this faith out now. You reap what you sow. Don't forget that verse. So if you sowed all of this playing dumb, if you sold all of this neglect, you sold all of this bad habits and thinking that she gonna go for it because the last girl went for it and she ain't got the kind of self-esteem to leave you, she ain't going nowhere. You gonna reap a woman who is no longer listening to you and done talking for good. Hey man, word to the wise. But those are just my thoughts. You know, I'm your internet big brother. Ladies, if I said anything that you know to be facts, that you know to be true, all I ask is that you hit the share button. Fellas too, but I know y'all kind of get a little ego and pride going on. So those who know that I spoke something that was helpful and true, please hit the share button so we can spread this truth to more people that need it. And again, if you have not yet, and I guarantee you have it because this is my newest masterclass, the number one mistake loyal women make, where I really went in. The most vulnerable masterclass I've ever done, by the way. I told all my personal business, but it is what it is because it's real. The number one mistake loyal women make and how to avoid that fatal flaw so you stop getting played with. If that's you, the link is down here in the comments section. I want to hear y'all's feedback as well, so make sure you share it with me privately because I like to get that on my new masterclasses. Ask questions.